So, which one are you truly better off with? Are you better off being a gig worker or working at 9 to 5 for a company? Now, I am not just talking about the whole benefits, pay structure, or pension here. I'm talking more about mental health because a couple of weeks back, I had the advantage and privilege of being on Rideshare Rodeo's channel for a live stream on one of his roundtables. So I will link up in the description below the way to his channel. But on there was 5 of us, with myself included, and we're talking about certain topics. And Hannibal brought up a really good topic that I want to bring forward to you guys. So he was addressing basically that there was a fellow gig worker that empathized of just how terrible gig work is. He felt that basically he was obliged to the apps, that he had to commit nonstop, and mentally his mental health has just deteriorated and went down the drain. And I want to bring awareness to this because, first of all, mental health is an extremely important factor for everybody. Why am I doing less ride-alongs? Because mentally I'm feeling better right now. I am in the gym probably between 3 to 5 days a week right now. I'm clean eating. I'm enjoying my summers, and I'm posting when I can. But mentally speaking, I feel better when I do my gig work for fun. And sometimes I'm not focusing on 20 different cameras, especially on a day like today where it's 31 degrees. Now, overall speaking, as somebody that has worked customer service for the last 11 years, I have never had to take so many mental health days. Even right now, let me catch you up to date. My company resets the vacation. So the company I work for, they reset the vacation allotment every January. So January 2022 up until now, I normally have 1 month worth of vacation days, so 20 exact days, and 3 personal time off days. Those are all paid days. I can even bank some holidays if I want. To get you guys caught up to speed with how bad my mental health has sometimes been within these type of works, I have 3.5, maybe 2.5 vacation days left, month to date, up until January. So it's really, really tough to turn around and for me to be able to support these 9 to 5 jobs. Now, the advantage of being a gig worker is it is your own schedule. But I don't know how you guys feel, because for me, being a gig worker, if I was doing this full time, and I know it's taking myself out and putting myself into another perspective that's hard to do when you haven't done it. But for me, I love the freedom of a schedule. I can say this much, and this is not bragging rights. This is just being super realistic with you guys. I make more money than I need for my lifestyle. That's point blank period when it comes to my main job. So I would feel comfortable taking that category away to have freedom, because then you're doing freedom versus dollars, and I find freedom is priceless. But then you got to make the grind and the hustle. If you want a sick day, you're not paid for the sick day as a gig worker. If you have savings, you can fall back on that savings. But let's face it, right now, we're all within a recession right now. It doesn't really matter where we are on the planet. And because of that, utilizing things like saving is kind of not a factor. The cost of groceries are enormous. We're all happy. Gas prices are going down. But it just made me stop and think, because I can just think back of how many times I have been burnt out and I've had to take a medical short-term disability leave from my job because I was just overwhelmed and burnt out. Imagine sitting behind a desk, and yes, I'm fortunate. I applied for it. I've been working at home for the last 5 years. This pandemic has nothing on me working from home. But imagine working at home for the past 5 years. You are in your basement. That's my place of work. You're isolated. You are away from people, and you are a social person. Going into the office is one thing, but there's another thing, is I have a child in the mix. So getting my son from daycare, because I'm the only driver, involves me doing so on my current lunch breaks with my current job. And because you work for a company, they're more strict on that stuff. Versus if you're a gig worker, and this is what I think when it comes to mind, I need to go get my kid. I don't have to ask permission. I don't have to plan within a 30-minute time. How much time do I have left for my lunch by the time I get home from getting my kid from daycare? 6 minutes to myself, enough to run to the bathroom, grab a drink, get ready, and go back downstairs to go to work. It is mind-blowing, the difference of so many opinions, and I welcome everybody's opinion in the chat. I'm not necessarily talking about the dollar sign, because of course, benefits, I have all the benefits in the world, and that's important to me because it covers my son, and my son is my main priority. It's not about me and my benefits, it's about my son and his benefits. Pension, I get a pension income with my company, and it's pretty much top dollar income. I have stocks and shares within the company that I have. There's so many benefits, and let's talk about working on a paid holiday. Imagine getting 2 times 5 your pay. So whatever you make per hour, double it plus a 0.5. How can I complain? But when it comes to the mental health aspect, I'm going to support the gig workers. Even though a gig worker does have to turn around and deduct gas, they have to deduct taxes, you're not deducting benefits unless you're going with private insurance. You can utilize that the way that you want. But when you're working for a company, I find the mental health is not there. Do you sometimes feel like a number? Hell yes, I feel like just a number sometimes. I don't feel like my name is Ashley, I'm an employee here. You know, there's different days, different subjects. I'm not going to trash talk the company I work for. I do love the company, but there's perspectives that I don't like within working that whole 9 to 5. For example, my schedule is 11 to 7. Is it fun to have Sunday, Mondays off when you want a Saturday off to cruise along? Nope. And guess what you have to utilize? A vacation day. Because who within my company, and I can tell you the answer is nobody, who wants to trade to work, to be off on a Monday and work on a Saturday? Nobody. So when you're a gig worker, you make your own schedule. And I understand gig workers have to go out on the weekend. I do think that's based on different markets, different, strategies like that. But it's just this topic. It was like, I can see this man's point. For him, he is just, I'm done with gig work. It is horrible. I can't stand it. But I'm on the other end of the spectrum. I'm like, well, I can think about how many times I've had to take, at least over 30 days off of work consecutively due to my own mental health. So I want you guys to comment in the comments below. Which one do you think is better when it comes to your mental health? Is being a gig worker better, or is it better to work for those companies? Again, I'm not talking about benefits. I'm not talking about pension or anything like that. I'm talking about the mental health aspect. Is it easier to just get in your car, go and do deliveries, and then you just get paid, put some taxes on the side, put some money on the side for gas, and you're good to go? Or do you find it better, mentally speaking, sitting behind the desk? Everybody's job is different. So if you're working construction, maybe you're a police officer, maybe you work within those restaurants, and then you're a gig worker on the side partially. I don't know. Everybody's job is different. I know many people, for example, David, who's a subscriber on my channel, and actually he's a good friend from my last channel. He does truck driving. So, for example, truck driving, you're already on the road all day. You're probably not going to want to be a gig worker, There's certain means of mental health that comes differently with everybody's job title. But I decided today to not utilize the time to do a ride-along. First of all, because I'm already roasting in the car at 33 degrees temperature or 31 degree temperature. But additionally, because I think this is important to bring up, I would love to get everybody's perspective in the comments. Again, for those that don't know myself, I do have a full-time job. I'm a mom and I do part-time gig work. I love the amount of time that I can put devoted towards this channel and gig work individually. But that topic sparked a little bit of a debate. So for myself, I find more the mental health is on the 9 to 5 jobs. And I think I would feel better overall just conquering gig work because I can do my own thing. But that's not based on pay. I am fortunate enough that I make more money than I need. So if I make more money than I need and I do gig work and I make less money, that's okay. But that's not the same case scenario for everybody. Maybe some people need the money more than anything, and if they don't have it, their mental health is going to be highly, highly impacted. So you guys go ahead and comment below. I will keep up with these comments, and I will catch you lovelies in the next video.